What was Jason's favorite Halloween costume? Why is Spencer such a dumb dummy? And what movie made Paul so freaked out that he got scared as an adult? All this and more on today's Last Looks. Hit the theme!
How did this get made? Trash can fires in Jacob's ladder. Started out bad, now it's getting badder. Jason Statham, Angelina. Down at the Largo is where I seen her. How did this get made? Tall John Shear and Jason Zeus. Balcony monsters about to puke. Julian asks what's its mission, and where the butt starts is another question. How did this get made? How did this get made? How did this get made?
What's up, my Lady Raven stands? It's me, your favorite uncle. Yes, your mother's brother, for those who find that a little bit confusing. Paul Scheer, here to talk to you about all the things that we might have missed from the film Trap. Now, Trap was a great film. There's no denying that. As a matter of fact, there might have even been a better title. Ghostbag from Discord thinks that the better title for this movie should have been That's So Lady Raven. Solid. I like that. Okay, anyway, thank you, Ghostbag, for that title. Remember, if you have an alt movie title or a tagline, submit it to us on our Discord, and we just may, read it on the air. People, welcome to Last Looks. So much coming up on the show today. We're going to have your corrections and omissions. You know that, right? We're even going to have a deleted scene from our Trap live show. Jason is going to join me to answer a ton of Halloween-themed questions that you sent to us on social media. And we'll get into stuff like what movies scared us when we were kids, what's our favorite Halloween movies, our favorite costumes. It's a real Halloween extravaganza. And as always, I will reveal the movie for next week's episode. But I got to ask you a question because you've asked us a lot. Paul, when are you going to do another virtual live show? And the answer is we're doing it. On December 12th, we are doing a holiday virtual live show. You can get your tickets right now. Just go to hdtgm.com. It is available to stream. It is available to watch later. There's no country restrictions. It is very nicely priced. So get your tickets. It will never sell out. But if you get them now, they won't go up like the day or two before, which is the way that I think it kind of works. Anyway, so get your tickets for that holiday show. And guess what? We're bringing back Jessica St. Clair for the holiday show because we have to. I mean, we need our crones in attendance. Plus, Philly, we're coming back to. This is a movie that takes place in Philly, Trap, right? I wish we would have saved it for Philly. Unfortunately, we didn't. But you can come out and see us in Philly, and we will recreate everything that you need from Trap. We will have a butcher in our audience at the Miller Theater on November 16th. And if you want to just hang out with me and Jason, people like Nicole Byer and Chloe Trost and Lisa Gilroy and Carl Tart and Rob Hubel and Seth Morris, come see Dinosaur. That is our improv show, and we're going to be in Boston and DC. All these tickets available at hdtgm.com. My book still available because it's a book. And thank you so much for the amazing reviews I keep on getting. People are finding it. It blows my mind. I just always want to say thank you to this audience for supporting it. It means a lot to me. Anyway, that's it for the plugs. Let's get into some corrections and omissions. Set us straight, people. Fact check us, if you will. But first, Bombay Beach Revival, lead us in.
Just wait 1 minute, I can't believe you missed something. So I must correct you and clarify what you omitted. Can't believe you missed it.
All right, we're going to the Discord. GT75 goes, I know this episode acknowledged that Spencer was dumb for getting kidnapped in the van, But it is even worse when we remember his story. When Lady Raven is talking to Spencer on the phone, he says that his captor asked him to help jumpstart his car battery. When we see the video footage, Spencer doesn't have a car, the van doesn't have the hood up, and Josh Hartnett is in the cargo bay of the van. How exactly was the situation convincingly presented to Spencer as, hey, my battery is dead, could you give me a hand? Well, GT75, I'm going to give M. Night the benefit of the doubt, because here's what happened, right? You got the butcher out there on the street with the van. He's like, oh my God, my fucking car, it's not starting. I got to figure out how to get a jump. He calls over Spencer, and Spencer's like, what's up? And he's like, can you help me? And Spencer and him are looking at it. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it here tonight. I'll probably get an Uber home. He closes the hood, and he goes in the back of in the van and is pretending to get his stuff, and he's putting it together. And Spencer's trying to be a nice guy. He's like, hey, buddy, one quick second, can you just look at one thing? And then he gets him, and then he pulls him in. So GT75, it does make sense. Wow, by the way, great correction on Mission GT75. Rocket Wesker, what do you got? Well, Lady Raven gives a monologue on stage about the importance of forgiving people and then asks the crowd to raise their hands in agreement. Everyone in the crowd, except for Cooper, raises their hand. This is likely used to show that Cooper can never forgive the person who caused him so much pain and turned him into the butcher, his mother. Ooh, not even, just like, wow. Giving me something to think about here. These corrections and omissions, better than I thought they would be. Fun Facts 47 says, this movie never returned to the fact that Cooper lied about Riley recovering from leukemia so they could get backstage access. Nobody ever congratulated Riley on overcoming her illness, which would have confused her because she had no idea what they were talking about. It would have been really interesting to see how Cooper would have responded when caught in his own lie. Well, I feel like everyone acted the right way. Honestly, I think everyone acted the right way. And then once he kidnapped Lady Raven, she's like, oh yeah, this girl doesn't have leukemia. Like, I think at that point you'd have to be like, now the gig is up. I don't think it was spread out around, but I don't know. I don't think I would just like go up to a person if I wasn't told by them that they were recovering and congratulate them on their recovery. Maybe I feel like that's a little bit of separation of church and state. I mean, really, the only person fooled was M. Night. Did M. Night tell the person backstage? I'm not even sure that he did. I'm not sure that he did. Maybe that girl did say something. I don't remember, but she was great. Let's go to the phones. Katie, what do you got?
Hey, Paul. So there was something mentioned in the movie a couple times about how he was always giving his wife jewelry. And I think the first time they mentioned it, it was with Lady Raven in the family room, and it was kind of a way of him being such a good, attentive, like caring husband. Like he was always giving her jewelry or he's bringing home gifts. And my very first thought was, oh, he's robbing his dead bodies and bringing the jewelry home to his wife. That's disgusting. But also like, oh, that's a great character quirk, right? Like what a weird serial killer thing to do. And then they brought it up again, and I don't know. I just assumed that that's what it was. He was getting jewelry from the victims that he killed. And then I listened to the episode and then thought about it and was like, that he's way too OCD and he's way too obsessed with details. And that's evidence. That would be evidence that he'd be bringing home and parading around on his family's body and in his home. And so I thought, that's crazy. That can't be what it is. So then if that's the case, it's just a character trait that he likes to go jewelry shopping for his wife a lot. Anyways, love the show. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon.
Ooh, great point. Maybe he was using the money to buy jewelry, but no, the movie really makes it very clear he was giving her the jewelry that he found off the people, but he didn't kill women. I think he took money, bought jewelry. That's my reasoning. I'm sticking with it. Katie, great call. Next up, Lee from Ontario.
Hey, Paul. I just listened to the Trap episode, and I have a fan theory about Josh Hartnett's character that I think is going to blow your mind, because I think it ties two other movie universes together into one big shared universe. So check it out. I think Josh Hartnett has like maybe superpowers in this movie because, I mean, he ate a bunch of poison, didn't kill him. He got tasered by so many people, more than a normal person could take. Plus, he's got to have some sort of superpowers because he pulled a bike spoke off of a bike at the end of the movie with ease, like he was just separating fucking wooden chopsticks. So, if you think about Unbreakable and Split, we know people have kind of like grounded superpowers there, right? And the villains in those movies have nicknames like Mr. Glass, the Horde, and Josh Hartnett's the Butcher. That, it seems like a no-brainer. That one, it seems, yes, that's true. I've decided. Now, here's the fucking crazy one. What we know about this movie is uncles are very important. Uncles are the best. Uncles. So, in this superpowered killer, Josh Hartnett said that he loves killing people because their eyes go black or dark or something like that. So, what other movie franchise has a superpowered serial killer who has the darkest eyes, the devil's eyes? It's Michael Myers, who, ... is Josh Hartnett's uncle in Halloween H2O. Murder runs in the family. I think that he grew up and he changed his name to escape his past, just like Laurie Strode did in that movie. Holy shit, they're all connected. I figured you need to hear this theory. Not theory, you needed to hear these facts, because it's true, I've decided. Anyway, the podcast is amazing. Thank you guys for doing this for so many years, and your book was incredible. I laughed, I cried, I really connected with it. So thank you for writing it, and I hope you all have an amazing day.
Lee, you fucking nailed it. I agree with you completely. Yes and yes, because I believe there was a title at the front of it. It was like in the M. Night universe or some wording that was like putting it. It was like the dark universe. Remember the Mummy and that failed thing that Universal was going to do. Yes, I believe that you are right. I think that you jumped the shark a little bit on the Halloween movie universe, but I like it. But to your point, you don't even have to jump the shark and go to Halloween. You could just stay in the Split universe, and all of a sudden you put all these people here. You got like you got a League of Villains. This is like when that team up with all the bad guys from Spider-Man, the Sinister Six. We're getting there. I love it. All right. This is from Thomas from the Traveling Museum. All right, Thomas, what do you got?
Paul, this is Thomas. There's been a trend in Hollywood lately where there's trailers for movies or commercials that hide the fact that they're musicals, and they kind of trick you into thinking it's just a normal movie. Is Trap one of those movies?
I don't think so. No, this is not a musical. A musical is a movie in which song is used to convey feelings and emotions that are in a scene. This is a movie where the music is, what do they call it? Diegetic? Like it's organic to the setting. So there's not a musical. Concert movie? Maybe, but they're only there for 20 minutes. So no, it's not a musical. It's not a musical. I'm sorry, Thomas. I would agree with you, but you're wrong. Vin from Columbus, Ohio. What do you got?
Hey, Paul. I have a quick correction on the whole uncle thing. In Indian American families and probably other Asian American families, oftentimes the term uncle is used sort of across the board with any family male friends. So when M. Night was clarifying that he's actually her mother's brother, he was just saying that, yes, I'm an uncle, but I'm actually a family uncle, not like a friend uncle, which is often used interchangeably. Anyway, love the show. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, sure. Okay, I guess. I don't love it. But let's go back to the Discord for another alternative uncle theory. Sean McBee writes, I think that M. Night clarifies that he's Lady Raven's mother's brother because Lady Raven pointlessly mentions it on stage that her dad left when she was 7. So this uncle wants to make this stranger know that he's related to the good parent. Well, here's my issue, and I'm going to go back to Vin from Columbus. Who cares if he was a family friend? He could call himself uncle. Like, we don't need to know, like, oh, I mean, blood is thicker than water. I mean, why are we doing all this? But anyway, you guys were really fascinated by the uncle conversation. I mean, we did make a t-shirt about it, which I love and is available now on TeePublic. Alistair Simp writes, just pointing out that in the movie Old, M. Night also played the little boy's friend's uncle. Didn't acknowledge what side he was on there. So if we're going back to the idea that this is something that is in Indian American culture, then Vin's theory is out the window. But speaking of the movie Old, Portable Jeff said, Paul, since you auditioned to be the hotel guy character in Old, what character would you like to play in Trap? Honestly, I think this movie is brilliantly cast. I love everybody in it. I love the backstage manager. I would have liked to have been the M. Night part. Honestly, I would have liked to have been the M. Night part. And I would have been like, I'm her uncle. I mean, not really just like a friend of the family, but, I look out for her. Or I may have wanted to be with the guy who came out of the stairs. I would like to be like that singer. That'd be fun. So many great corrections and omissions this week, but we can only pick one that is truly amazing. And honestly, I am a little stuck. I'm thinking about where this all goes, but I think the one that really gets me, look, we've said that Spencer's a fucking idiot. We've talked about the leukemia, but I think Katie is the one that may have to win because that jewelry thing makes sense, but then it doesn't make any sense. And then it's the whole crux of how the wife found out. So, Katie, you have uncovered the most interesting correction and omission, I think, about Trap. And by the way, everyone's aces this week, but that was above aces. So, because of that, you get this amazing song from Ashanti Dejan Cooper. Hit it.
You win. You win. You win. Absolutely nothing, yeah. Not even a pizza or an ice cream cone.
Thank you, Ashanti, for that song. Check out more music from Ashanti by following her on Instagram at Ashanti. That's ASHANTIDEJEANNE.music. I'm sure I mispronounced it now because I've said it so many times. And remember, if you want to submit your theme song to us, you can email your theme at howdidthisgetmade@earwolf.com. Keep it short, people. Follow Ashanti's lead. And if you want to chime in with your own thoughts about the latest episode, hit us up on the Discord at discord.gg/HDTGM or call us at 619-PAUL-ASK. Okay, coming up after the break, Jason will stop by to answer some Halloween-themed questions that you sent us for this Halloween episode. Ooh, spooky. But first, take a listen to this bonus deleted scene from our Trap live show where we talk about the asthma inhalers in the film.
Anyway, but Lady Raven is not afraid to take a moment and acknowledge a person's existence.
Okay, I like that. But in my mind, I was like, oh, they only had the stadium for a certain amount of time, like big shots, and they just this poor actor fell, and they were like, we got to keep it. That's the one we got.
No, I think it is. I think June's right. Like, but what makes it tricky is that's the moment where he looks at her and goes, "You think you're whole." So you think that, like,
honey,
so,
no.
Uh-oh. We'll be quiet. You guys work this out.
No. The moment he's referencing is seeing her with her inhaler, because if you have asthma, as I do, you're
Same.
not a whole person.
Oh no.
Well, but
You're a person
Oh no,
in
because I'm
pieces.
taking a steroid pill every day to control this breathing.
wait. But if she's using the inhaler, then she knows she's not whole.
Then he could just steal the inhaler.
Well, this is the thing. Like, what is
Why
he trying
doesn't
to
that
do?
come back? Why
don't
they make
know.
such a thing to foreground it and be like, look at her weakness.
I think there was a world in which they shot it and didn't use it in the,
Or maybe
in the
there was
third
another
movie
thing.
that was a part
I
of
do
this
have
movie.
a deleted scene, and it does not come up in that scene.
I appreciated the inhaler though, because I feel like there was a time in the late 90s, or maybe it was
Oh, the
earlier.
hand that rocks the no.
Hand That Rocks the Cradle. There was a lot of movies where asthma, not having an inhaler, was the thing. It was the stakes of the third act, and I
Very Three Ninjas.
I miss it.
All right, everybody. I hope you are checking out Matinee Monday every week. On Matinee Monday, we are pulling thematically episodes out of the vault. We've pulled out Malignant, and now we are also going to be talking about Lawnmower Man coming up next week. So keep on checking out all those replays of classic episodes. And now it's time for me and Jason to get into a little Halloween talk. It is now time for Just Chat. Halloween edition. Tom McWaters, play us in.
We're gonna have ourselves a conversation, just chat. No quarantine or vaccination, just chat. Paul and Jason, a couple of cats, just chat, just chat, just chat. Shooby-doo-boo-boo-boo-boo.
All right, so Halloween is around the corner, and we decided to go to you, our Discord community, for some Halloween-themed questions. So, Scott, what do we got?
Hey, Paul and Jason. This is Brett from Los Angeles. My question is, what was your first scary movie you remember watching as a kid? Like, it stuck with you. For me, I remember, it's not really a scary movie, but it had scary parts, was Big Trouble in Little China, which I know you guys did a episode on for Blank Check. So tell me, what's your favorites? What sticks with you since you were a kid? Thanks again.
It's an interesting question. I wasn't really a horror movie person when I was a kid. Horror scared me.
Oh, same. So much so that I'm not a horror person as an adult. I would say the times that were where I was exposed to scary movies were accidentally. Like, I remember being a little kid, not a little kid, but like a young kid, and seeing seeing 20 minutes of of Friday the 13th, I think. Is that Camp Crystal Lake?
Yeah, that's
right?
Yeah, yes.
I think I saw 10 to 15 minutes of that on TV and was like horrified. The scene in Poltergeist where the guy looks in the mirror and his face melts off of his skull, terrifying. Like, there are certain moments in certain things that I saw when I was, I'm going to say like 9, 10, 11 years old. I saw The Exorcist and I saw A Clockwork Orange, and both of those movies like truly rocked me.
Like, what's so scary about those movies, I think, like, sometimes for me anyway, like, I'm coming in like not having seen anything, and I remember seeing Freddy's face, because I think when we were growing up, it was Freddy and Jason were really like, those are the main people at the box office. Like, those are the scary people.
Yeah, to me, Jason and Michael Myers.
Yes,
because I'm a little older, so Freddy didn't come along until I was a little older. Okay. And Freddy had a little bit more camp to him, you know? But Jason and Michael Myers were these stoic, and Leatherface were these like just murder machines.
It's like, I really did avoid it. I think the ones that I liked were the ones that I found myself like gravitating towards. Psycho. Like, Psycho was something I could handle.
Incredible.
And I was like, okay, Psycho and Jaws were like, I felt like, okay, I can hang on something that is scary, but I could actually tolerate it. And I felt like that was the safe space.
I loved the movie, like The Omen. Because I was like, oh, this is an incredible story. The Exorcist, I remember loving. And in high school, like The Omen, The Exorcist, those are the movies the horror movies that I would go back to, because I thought they're amazing movies. Versus it wasn't until way later in life that like the Nightmare on Elm Streets or the fun to watch with a group.
Yes.
Because it was always, for me, and I'm sure for you too, it was about renting a movie where you would watch with a group of kids in a basement. Yeah. And you'd watch Motel Hell, or you'd watch these crazy 80s, gonzo slasher, I Spit on Your Grave kind of crazo movies,
Well, like, I think that, like, I was lucky because by the time I was like getting out of high school, or like in that zone, Scream came out, and Scream kind of started to deconstruct everything. So then I got into like the meta version of it, where it's like The Faculty and all these other fun. There was an era of, we understand horror movies and we're having fun like with them. But I gotta tell you, I got freaked the fuck out by a horror movie recently. Not even recently, within the last couple of years. As an adult.
Was it Megan?
Meg, I was so scared of that robot. She dances so crazy. Hereditary fucked me up.
Sure.
Like, it fucked me up. Like, I haven't been like, and that's a weird feeling as an adult with children, to feel like, oh, I'm scared of a movie.
Oh yeah. No, he does such a good job, Ari Aster, of getting under your skin. It's He's really exceptional.
Oh God. It got me. I remember I was watching it on an airplane and then I was staying in a hotel in North Carolina by myself and was frightened. And there's no reason to be frightened. There's nothing like, yeah, but it's like, I was scared. I haven't felt that way in such a long time.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. But I don't consume a ton of that content. You know, like I've never seen an Annabeth movie. Annabeth or Annabelle?
Annabelle. Yeah. I've
never seen a Conjuring movie. I've never seen a Purge. Though. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they're a blast. Yeah. But I don't ever, those aren't movies that I'm like, oh, I got to watch. Although I got to watch The Substance, you know, I'm excited to watch The Substance.
I'm excited to see Smile 2.
Okay. I didn't see Smile 1. I've never seen a Terrifier.
Oh, I don't want to. Terrifier to me is exactly what I don't want to see.
I've never seen a Saw. I've never seen a Hostel.
Those are the ones that I don't love as much. I'm like, give me the Evil Dead, give me like the Others, whatever. Sure. You know, I'm like, I'm more in that vein of like.
Wait, was the Others the Nicole Kidman one?
Yes.
Great. Love that movie. Love that movie.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't want to see anybody's body getting flayed. That's not fun for me.
I take no joy in a human centipede or you know. Or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
I can't do it. I just can't do it. All right, what else we got, Scott?
All right, I have a very important question from Emily Aaron 10, who wants to know: fuck, marry, kill Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, or Michael Myers?
Wow, really hard. I think I'm gonna marry Freddy. Just because if I'm going to spend my life with him, he's at least a conversationalist.
Yeah,
and he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's got the jokes.
I agree with that. I'm on the same page there.
And then, but I mean, Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees are so similar to me. And I spent quite a lot of my life, because I wasn't super familiar with either of their mythologies, just conflating the two of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess, you know, who wears the hockey mask?
That's Jason.
Jason wears the hockey mask. So I guess I'll fuck him because that's just two Jasons, right? And that's gonna be that's powerful. That's very powerful.
Yeah.
To fuck someone with your own name, that's your name squared.
You gotta do that.
Yeah,
if you have that chance, do that.
There's power in that. And so then I guess I'm fucking Jason Voorhees and I am killing although he I believe is unkillable, Michael Myers.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Freddy. Because, you know, like we said, he's fun. And then I have to look at, you know, what I think about Jason is like I've seen Jason movies where he's all made bugs and lizards and all. I don't need all that. Like Mike Myers is just a disturbed kid, right? He's grown up.
He's just Austin Powers. Wait, am I doing the wrong Michael Myers?
No. Now we have done it. All right, so I'm gonna kill Voorhees. I'm gonna fuck Michael Myers, and that's it with the mask off.
Let me ask you this, because and this is a real conversation topic. When did fuck, marry, kill become the totemic question to ask?
I was thinking about
everything in every scenario now. We are asked. From the audience, from this audience, all the time, fuck, marry, kill. I'd say every time you pull questions, Scott, there's at least 1 to 7 fuck, marry, kills in there. When did this happen?
This is like a weird thing, and I know that they've changed it, right? Like there's like a new way to do fuck, marry, kill, like because it's a little. I mean, if you think about it,
it's woke. Let me guess. The woke police came for fuck, marry, kill.
Like it is a crazy, even like because it was to me. As a child, you're like, okay, I get it. I get the premise of it. But it is like when you take it down at a level, you're like, wow, I'm killing someone. Because originally when it was positioned to you, or at least when it was positioned to me, it was always like women, like beautiful women. It wasn't like Freddy or Jason. I have no problem killing Freddy or Jason. I don't know.
Sure. But when it's like fuck, marry, kill, the original Charlie's Angels, you're like, whoa.
Well, yeah, I got to get in
Don't
here.
do Kate Jackson like that.
Oh my God. Yeah, that really has become like it's
now, I think, passed through cultural relevance and is now, I believe, annoying. Like I would be happy to never answer a fuck, marry, kill for the rest of my life.
Well, I mean, I agree with you too. I don't fully get it. I like this one that somebody started called "Make Out, Marry, and Move On."
No, fuck, marry, kill.
All right, what else we got?
All right. Fuck, marry, kill. Sorry. All right. Joseph Werndon wants to know corn mazes, for or against?
Seems fine. Seems
Fine.
harmless. Here's what I'll say. I've never been in a corn maze.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever been in a corn maze.
You know, I don't think I've actually. Well, yes, I have been in a corn maze. I was in a corn maze last Halloween. There's a big one out here in LA where they have like a pumpkin patch, and it's a big, big fun corn maze. Here's the thing: it's just a maze made out of, there's nothing to it. You like a maze? You don't like a maze. We did have a Human Giant sketch called Corn Maze, which it's still one of my favorite ones where Rob is breaking up with a girl, and then he and then sends her into the corn maze where she's forever lost, and it pulls out, and you see all these women just lost in a corn maze of his own design, where he's kept them forever. So I can't
think
think
corn mazes are something that, like, if you didn't do as a kid, it's strange to go to as a childless adult.
Yeah, you can't go to a corn maze.
I can't be wandering around a corn maze asking kids, like, how do I get out of here? Hey, now, you want to come explore this path with me?
Corn maze. The thing about corn mazes too is, like, it's farm based, right? They could just cut through it. And I'm looking right here. I just typed in corn maze on Google. There's so many corn mazes near us, Jason.
Oh,
like a ridiculous amount of corn mazes.
No thanks.
But corn mazes in the dark, I've done that, and that's scary.
Okay, I can see that. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, any maze in the dark is scary, I guess. All right, what else we got?
Rebecca Johnson.
Hang on a second, but Scott, shut the fuck up. Paul, will you Google? Will you Google what's the biggest corn maze?
Okay.
I'm so curious, just because I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if you entered a corn maze that you were guaranteed it was going to take the whole day to get out of?
Okay. The largest corn maze is Richardson Adventure Farm in Spring Grove, Illinois. The map is made up of 4 smaller mazes and has 9 to 10 miles of trails. It has multiple checkpoints, 3 bridges, a perimeter path, and no dead ends. And basically it will rent out and has a theme. So in 2023, the maze celebrated 30 years of Jurassic Park and featured scenes from the film. And so
cool.
Other large maze, other one, if you want to go closer to California, Cool Patch Pumpkins is a 63-acre maze that has a
CPP?
Yeah, CPP.
They know what's up.
And Cool Patch Pumpkins has won the Guinness World Record twice.
Oh, wow.
For the world's largest corn maze.
I do think it would be interesting to go into a corn maze that you needed to bring like food and water because you knew it was going to just take. It's a corn maze that's on like 6 acres of land.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be? I would be intrigued by that.
This year's, by the way, I told you that one has a theme every year, the Jurassic Park one. This year, the theme is John Deere tractors. And I got to tell you, Jason, I'm looking at the over. I'm going to share my screen for 1 second with you because this is the corn maze, the one I just told you about. Can you see
wow.
that? Isn't that crazy?
Holy cow. Oh, that's cool. See, that is interesting to me, I will say.
That is, what we're looking at is a giant ass corn maze that has is
this what it actually is?
Yes.
Or is this a rendering?
No, this is what it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. People should look at that.
Yeah, just look at the Richardson Adventure Farm, but it's basically it's like a carved out painting of like there's a picture of John Deere.
Here's what I'll
slogans,
say. How is there not a Blumhouse movie that's just set in a corn? How has there not been a Children of the Corn Maze movie?
I think because corn mazes at a certain point they run out of steam. The Hubie Halloween.
Okay, I didn't see Hubie Halloween.
You should. I think it's pretty fun.
I'll watch it. Sure.
All right.
It seems too scary.
All right, what else we got?
All right, got this question from a lot of people, but Vintage from the Mitten wants to know, what was each of yours favorite Halloween costume as a child?
Well, okay, I can tell you this. I'm realizing my son has this problem too. I wanted to dress up and really trick people that I was this other thing. And no matter what I got, I was like, well, I don't look exactly like this other thing. And I would get like kind of paralyzed by it. So the one year in particular that I remember, and I've had some cool costumes. I had Indiana Jones. I had a ninja.
Ooh.
But this is the costume that I remember the most because it paralyzed me the most. I was Jack Nicholson's Joker from Batman.
Whoa.
And I got a mask, a Joker mask. I didn't paint my face. I had the Joker mask. And I was dressed in a purple tuxedo or, whatever, the suit. And I would go around. And because my voice couldn't sound like Jack Nicholson's, now I'm about to tell you the creepiest thing of all time. I would just go up to people's houses and just hold my bag out, but not say a word because I was worried.
Because you couldn't be voice accurate?
Yes. And so people would and the mask was a little bit bigger on my head. So I did look like a Mike Myers just standing there like, oh, and who are you? Silent. Well, okay. And which house are you from? Silent. I was creeping people the fuck out.
That's awesome.
That was the one that I remember. I was like, oh, I may have messed up on that one.
My mom made me 2 incredible costumes.
Okay.
That were, I would say I would say these 2 costumes were to me then and for the rest of my life were like the most iconic Halloween costumes I had. One of which was Darth Vader and one of which was a stormtrooper. And they were both, my mom made them and they were super like detailed and incredible. And the stormtrooper, I think I wore like 2 years in a row.
Well, now what kind of shielding are you wearing there for stormtroopers? What do you got? Like what's
she would get like the off the rack thing so that it had the mask.
Okay.
And I think a chest plate.
Okay.
And then my mom made all of these arm guards and leg guards and all of the white armor was like, she sewed a whole like white armor set. Each piece was
wow.
I'm certain there's somewhere a picture of it that I will find and I'll try and put it up or something.
I want to see that.
Our thing. But it was incredible. And all I wanted was to access Star Wars. Then later in life, for most of my, I'd say 30s, every year I dressed as Princess Leia with the wig,
really?
The wig, the buns wig, and the long flowing dress, except with my full beard. And so I did that for probably 10 years in the early 2000s. I was Princess Leia.
All right. So you'll be happy to know that this year my youngest son is going as Boba Fett, and we have been working on his costume, and I am very happy because what you just described is what I'm doing. I got him the base costume, which is kind of like a big pajama. But then I got him gray pants. I got him some things for his knees. I got him things for his arm. I got him a sack. He is ready to go. I've been so psyched about this costume, but he is and I told you, we've been talking about Star Wars a bunch. I've been watching a lot of Star Wars with him. He's now getting into the Clone Wars.
I was just going to say, are you watching the episodes of Clone Wars where he's a kid? Where Boba Fett is your son's age?
Yes, we watched the one where Boba Fett does that like a heist mission.
Yes.
Yes, right. And so I've been, look, he wants to watch so much. I mean, I spent the weekend drawing Cad Bane pictures with him. So he's all over the map because the Star Wars Legos game has brought him in so many different directions. So we're finding things and he's really enjoying them. So
Cad Bane, one of my all-time favorite.
Right.
I jumped up and started yelling and screaming when Cad Bane appeared in live action Star Wars in The Mandalorian.
Good. That was so good. I love it. All right. What else we got, Scott?
Okay. Kevin Langley 3 sent in a Halloween movie hot take to get your comment on. He says the Halloween movies are basically the Fast and Furious franchise of the horror genre.
Okay. Well, is that all he says?
Yeah.
That's it.
I can't speak knowledgeably about this, but didn't we do one where they were in space?
I think flawed premise because he's making us do the work. Flawed premise. No.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. Here's next thing to retire after Fuck, Marry, Kill. people's hot takes.
Oh.
I'm not interested in other people's hot takes.
I gotta take the fall on this one because when I put out the call, I said, "Feel free to send in your hot takes." So.
All right, well,
Scott, then you fucked us.
up.
Then you fucking fucked us, Scott.
Here's the other thing I want to put with hot takes being banned. Shoot your shot. People say shoot your shot. I'm done with shoot your shot.
Get rid of it.
Shoot your shot doesn't mean just do something it's
shoot
like
your shot.
I had to go up to her and I had to go up to Kylie Jenner and fucking ask her to marry me and shoot my shot. Like,
no,
it's not gonna work.
Nope.
Like, yeah, you get like. Here's my thing: shoot your shot on a basketball court. Like, don't shoot your shot in the parking lot at a Ralph's. I feel like in the sense of like. A basketball will potentially go in the hoop if you're on a basketball court, but people are now saying, I got to shoot my shot. It's like, you're nowhere near. This will never work.
You're not in the game.
You're not even in the game.
You're not in the game. Don't shoot a shot. You're not in the game.
I hate to shoot the shot.
I hate shooting the shot. I hate a hot take. All of these things are not conversation starters. They're conversation enders.
I'm just like, I'm out. And here's the thing. I guess this is what this person wants us to say is like, well, Halloween started off as a very simple franchise and then it's grown into crazy things. But the truth is, it hasn't grown that much. Yes, there's like that Season of the Witch, which is an outlier. And then there's like, but it's always fucking Strode and it's the same fucking thing. And the David Gordon Green version's same fucking thing. It's not.
Yeah, I don't think it's that either. And so I think your hot take is, in fact,
wrong.
Michael Langley 3, Cold as Ice.
Oh, you know what?
Did I remember his name right?
I deleted him from the screen already. I don't
Wow. You know what I wanted? Okay, well, let me see. I have one thing here. I just want to see if when then we.
You know what, people? While you're looking it up, I'll say it's spooky season, so people should be watching one of my favorite TV shows, Evil. The King's show, Evil, which is on Paramount Plus, I believe, or Peacock. I can't remember whichever one. It's Paramount. It's got to be Paramount. Fantastic show. Fantastic.
That's a great show.
Love it.
But also, I want to really recommend the reboot of Scare Tactics, which is now back out on the air. I love Scare Tactics. Yes.
I know. You were like maybe the first person who I ever heard about Scare Tactics from back in the day.
So Scare Tactics sold... or they at least transitioned the rights to Jordan Peele.
Oh,
and
funny.
Yes, and Elon Gale, who is behind Fuckboy Island and The Bachelor in Paradise and the Bachelor franchise. Elon, movie producer and everything. So these two have teamed up. It's great. It's great.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I like that.
Speaking of Jordan Peele, I did this the other day. I wanted to see where you fall on this. Jordan Peele was on The Tonight Show, and he ranked his top 6 horror films. I'll give it to you and tell you. I know you're not into horror, but these I think transcend.
Sure. Go ahead.
Right? They transcend. Well, number 6, Saw, which, by the way, I have to say, I saw Saw recently. I've seen Saw, and it was way better than I thought.
I've seen Saw,
and Carrie Elway's great. It's much more of a thriller, fun.
Oh,
so
Carrie Elway's is in Saw.
Yeah, it's not like it's less crazy than you'd think. It's good.
Sure.
Saw is his number 6. His number 5 is Get Out, his own movie, which honestly, I got to say, I don't disagree.
I agree. Yeah.
Number 4, The Shining.
Home run.
Great one. Number 3, Psycho.
Yeah.
Great. Number 2, The Exorcist.
Great.
And his number 1, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Great.
Which is,
I think that's a great list. I think that's a fantastic list. Saw is the only one I haven't seen.
Yeah.
The rest of those I've seen multiple times. The Exorcist, The Shining, I think incredible. These are all also like auteur-driven horror movies.
By the way, I have to say, when you watch Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, it's way better than what it's become. I mean, that's the other thing too.
Sure.
It's like these things start to become these other things.
I would just the only thing I would put in there is The Omen, just because I thought I love The Omen, and also I'm sorry, also for me. I think because it was so part of the, like I said earlier, the period of time when you rented scary movies and watched them with people was Rosemary's Baby. It was like a guaranteed, like a spooky, scary, you were gonna watch that movie and then make out. That was what that was all about.
All right. Is that all we got, Scott?
We could do one more.
One
unless you
more.
wanna wrap up.
All right, guys, let's do it.
Todd Van Meter wants to know, have either of you left a place because you felt a weird presence or something felt off?
I can answer this one that will implicate me more than anything. It was my anniversary with June, and I decided I tried to find a fun place that we could go, like a little like staycation. We just had kids, or just had a kid, and it was like we didn't want to be away for that long, but we were like, let's just go take a night. I did some research, and I found this, like, I thought, very cute, quaint boutique hotel. When June stepped inside, because of my penchant for all things immersive and haunted houses and all these sort of gatherings, June thought that I was walking her into a immersive hotel and refused to believe me that it was not, like, she was not part of a this wasn't a ruse, and would, like, entered into the room with such hesitation and was like, nope, and then was like, we gotta go. I don't believe you, and we gotta go. And so June left because she thought I was bringing her into some sort of like overnight haunted house. We went to another hotel down the road.
But, you did, in fact, leave. Oh, that's so funny. She refused to believe you.
Refused to believe me.
Incredible.
And then she was like, well, I got a bad feeling from this place. It is bad. And this is like what, it was a really nice hotel. The guy actually refunded my money because he thought he was like, I don't even know what happened here.
Oh, that's so funny. I love that. That's great. And to answer the question, no, I never have. I've never had that sense, that feeling. I've been in places where people have come, like a hotel in New York that I used to go to a lot, that I had multiple people who came to my room be like, ooh, I don't like this room. I don't like this place. This place gives me bad vibes. And then there was like a lot of noise coming from the room above us. And then then realized that room was not, there was no room above us. It was just the attic and the roof. But I just never, I don't know. I'm not in tune with that frequency. I never experienced it, but like friends of mine who like were there were like, this place, you shouldn't stay here. This place is creepy.
Oh, wow. But you didn't feel it. If you didn't feel it, then you didn't feel it.
I just didn't. I don't know.
I like it.
I do think it's a frequency you're either in tune to or not, you know?
I agree with that. I think that, like, I'm open to things, but I'm also not getting visitations all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the way we end it. All right. Happy Halloween.
Happy spooky season, everybody. And if you are dressing up as a character from one of our movies, send us a picture.
Oh, yeah. By the way, send us a picture.
Send us
that's
pictures
great.
of your how did this get made costume inspiration, whether that is from one of the movies we've covered or a joke that we've made, or whether it's us that you're dressed as, whatever it is, send us those pictures.
One of my favorite things of all time was our Halloween tour last year, where we were able to kind of...
it was so great.
Yeah, I loved it. It was really, really fun. All right, so send us those pics. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. All right. Thank you, Jason. And thank you to everyone who wrote in with a question. Thank you, Scott, for putting that all together. But now it is finally time to announce our next film. Next week, we'll be going from a serial killer who's big to a serial killer who wears wigs. That's right. Not really a rhyme. A serial killer who's big to a serial killer who wears wigs. It doesn't really work, but I'm trying. That's right. Next episode, we'll be watching the 1999 thriller Eye of the Beholder, starring Ewan McGregor, Ashley Judd, and Jason Priestley. Yep. Here's a breakdown of Eye of the Beholder's plot. A private eye shadows a female serial killer of men all over the USA as he occasionally acts as her guardian angel. And by the way, that is a bad breakdown of the film. Rotten Tomatoes gives this a 9% score on the tomato meter, and Jay Carr from the Boston Globe writes, Eye of the Beholder is yet another example of how bad movies can happen to good people. And that is true. I mean, a lot of good people in this movie, and this movie is a slog. Anyway, listen to the trailer for Eye of the Beholder.
There are people we should never watch. There are moments we should never see. And there are obsessions we should never follow.
What a shame! She went north about a half hour ago. Joanna!
Ewan McGregor, Ashley Judd. Eye of the Beholder.
What are you doing? Don't do this to me.
Rated
Eye of the Beholder is available to stream for free on Hoopla, Canopy, and Plex, or you can rent it on Amazon Prime Video or Apple TV. In addition to Hoopla or Canopy, I encourage you to check out Libby, which is another digital media service offered to you by your local public library that allows you to consume movies, TV, music, audiobooks, ebooks, comics for free. People, I hope you have a plan to get out and vote, research your candidates, find out what you want to vote on, but most importantly, yes, the big election is here. But it's the small election, the ballot proposals. Do your research. It's important. It has more. There's a lot of shit out there, especially these props that are so confusing. So don't save it for the day of. There are voting guides out there. You can go to Pod Save America. They will break down ballots because they're written to be confusing. And you think, oh, I'm voting for this, but you're actually voting for that. So make a plan. Get ready to vote. And good luck, people. Get those votes in. We appreciate it. We need it. Anyway, we'll see you next time. That is all for Last Looks. And if you like the show, please remember to, just follow us and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And make sure you have automatic downloads turned on. You can visit us on social media, and a big shout out to the Action Jackson 5 for making our opening theme. A big thank you to our producers Scott Sani and Molly Reynolds, and our movie picking producer Avril Halley, our associate producer Jess Cisneros, and our engineer Casey Holford. We'll see you next week for Eye of the Beholder.